Hi, everybody, what's up? I want to talk about why I am absolutely blessed and how I have survived various situations in my life, especially when it comes to breakups and situations in which you should excuse yourself from. This is primarily, I'll say it has to do with people in your life and who you've talked to your friends about, and they say you need to let it go, you need to part ways, you need to break up, you need to block, etc. And I'll tell you, when you are invested in someone and you love them, or whether it's a healthy or unhealthy kind of love, in which that person is such a part of you, whether it's your heart, your body, etc., your soul, your spirit, it's the intimate kind of love, and you have made yourself vulnerable to them, and then you realize that the relationship is not all as it seems. Parts of it are good, and then parts of it are bad, not just bad, but really bad. And you finally get the courage to tell someone, I'm with someone who is not being kind to me. And then you divulge more information. And I'm going to share this. I have a friend who I've known for, I don't know, decades. And I knew her family, her husband, kids, etc. Wait, there were times we hung out, and all seemed well. Everything was cordial, fun, this and that. And I love her kids. Her kids are, I love her children. And so years go by, and we've been in touch, and she says, I've been abused. And I said, well, how long? She goes, well, for the entirety of our relationship. And I was verklempt. I said, holy cow. And so she got the strength to leave. And so what happens when you're in a situation in which you're with someone and you finally open up and you finally allow the floodgates to open, where you have to let it out, because when you don't, it affects you mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. It affects every aspect of your life. And so you tell someone, and that person says, you need to leave, you need to go, and they say, I can't, I'm afraid. And you say, well, come on, let's go, let's do something. And so there comes a point in time when that person may decide to stay or go. And so in my friend's case, she decided to go. But then I hear other people, even people like myself, who have been through parental estrangement. And I am fortunate to have the friends I have, because when I have gone through a breakup or my daughters decided to leave, I talked about it. I wasn't ashamed. I first said my daughters left and walked out, and my friend said, well, they allowed me enough time to try to talk about it, and they said you have to get up and keep moving. And finally, my friend said, this is enough. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to talk about this, and we need to move on. You can go to therapy or whatever, but this situation is bringing me down. And they got me back up. Why? Because they allowed me to continue to believe in myself. They gave me a safe space. And so, since I've been through this for so long, I'm also the kind of person where I meet someone, they tell me they're in a situation which is not healthy, and I say, we're going to talk about this for 5 minutes. And I'm going to give you advice, and I'm going to give you the steps I took to get out of an unhealthy relationship or move forward without my kids. Now, if you take my advice, I will help you move forward. If not, and you stay and you bitch and complain about it, that's it. There's nothing else I can do. It's called tough love. And you love that person enough to be tough with them, because there's people in this world will use any situation. Let's say years ago I walked into a tree and broke my toe, and what did I do? I had to go to the hospital, get bandaged up, and let it heal. And then I had to get up and keep moving. So I know you probably had it tough, and you'll say, well, you don't understand, and you've never had it as bad as me. I've had it tough, but each one of my challenges has been a stepping stone to get stronger. I didn't use my situations, my traumas, my losses, my estrangement to cease me from moving forward and enjoying other people in this world. I used it to move forward, to help other people, to say, you know what, I've been there, I've done this, but you don't have to stay there anymore. You don't have to suffer in silence. And what other people choose to say about you doesn't equate your definition in this world. They don't define me, I define me. So, anyways, if you're in an unhealthy relationship, or you have a son or daughter that abuses you, I'm going to ask you, are you going to stay or are you going to go? And if you are choosing to stay, why? And if you say it's because I love them, but the fact of the matter is they don't love you. So it's tough love. Know that I care, know that I understand, but know that you don't have to stay there anymore. So anyways, go to therapy, reach out, tell a friend, do whatever it takes to dig yourself out. And that's all there is to it. I will be back.